Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Fortune from Within. This is Fortune. I have a tarot reading for the new moon in Leo on August 18th, 2020. I'll start the reading off by burning a little incense. This is Ujari frankincense, extremely high grade from Oman. I always have high grade incense, but this is probably the best batch I've ever gotten. Highest burnable grade. It has like a green tint to it. The highest grade is green, and it's mainly meant for eating or distilling into oil. But this is the best for burning. So bless this. A little sacrament to the goddess. Thank you. All right. And thank you everyone who supports me, and all the tips and donations, everything. It's really helping. As some of you know who follow me, I got into a car accident and I'm okay, but I gotta fix my car, so all the incense purchases and the tips, donations, private readings have really been helping. So thank you everyone. Okay. So this center triad is us and where we're at in this new moon. This is our current path, an alternative path. This is internal influence or external influences. And external influences. All right, so first card we have in the center is change. So that's Jupiter in Capricorn. It's 2 of discs. So discs or coins or pentacles represent the element of earth, and they represent job, housing, finances, stuff like that. And Jupiter, the planet of expansion and growth, is in Capricorn. So Capricorn's like work hard now because it pays off later, old when you're young, young when you're old type energy. And this represents change, like I said, and it's one of the main laws to the universe, besides the laws that we're bound by, is that everything changes, and to be in harmony with that change and find comfort in the unknown and get excited for what we don't know about, because that's where we'll find what we seek. So this is about a lot of change going on. Next to that is the 7 of coins or discs or pentacles, and that's Saturn and Taurus. So Saturn is father time, the disciplinarian, very much puts you through the hardships or the lessons you need to learn. And Taurus, one of my favorite signs. I just love earth signs, probably the most. Taurus is ruled by Venus, loves the beautiful things, the fine high quality stuff, and loves stability and going slow and taking their time. When out of sync is like very stubborn and hard to move, or whatever you tell a Taurus, it wants to dig its heels in and go slower. I love Taurus. So this represents material failure. So something that materially that has fallen apart, or housing or bad investment or something. So right next to this amplifies the change. So whatever this bad incident was in your material realm or our material realm is now in the flux of change. Maybe it was a lesson we needed to learn, but everything is changing. Maybe it's the way we view money or our job changing. Next to that is more discs, more Earth coins. So that is Mercury in Taurus, more Taurus, love Taurus, and I love Capricorn and Virgo. They're just amazing. Shout out to all you. So this is the 5 of discs, and it represents material worry. So trade, travel, communication. Mercury is very much trade, travel, communication, like loves to travel and move around. That's harder for Taurus. Taurus loves stability. So Taurus has a worry mindset when it comes to finances and stability and job. It could have the most stable life in the world, but Taurus can end up worrying that about stability even then. So it seems like this view around money or work or our housing, stuff like that, and the whatever is falling apart, whatever failures we've done with material, this is now in a flux, a change. So we're having a change of material realms and maybe a change of how we view things, which I'm excited. This is resonating with me. Our current path, if we keep going this way, this is a good sign. So this is the 6 of Wands, or 6 of Staves, or 6 of Clubs. It is Jupiter in Leo. So staves or wands are fire. That's your energy levels, creativity, spiritual fire, your drive. And Jupiter is expansion and growth and good luck and fortune, mixed with Leo, whose energy is very much, this is new moon in Leo. So Leo is very much sense of entitlement, leader, loves itself and like knows its worth. Like a lion doesn't ask to be the king of the safari. He just is. They just know they deserve to be there. And this represents victory. So we got a very fiery, ambitious energy that seems to be victorious in nature. Next to that, so this is a court card. Court cards represent people or the archetypes of that person. The 16 court cards have been linked to the 16 personality traits that Carl Jung speaks about. And this card is a knight. So the knights or kings in some deck represent, in this deck, the court cards are very confusing. So whatever deck you have probably has a different layout. The Rider-Waite-Smith, the Aleister Crowley Thoth, and Tarot de Marseille have kind of all different court card layouts. And those are the 3 main systems that most all decks are based off of. So it's good to know what your deck goes with and go with that. But in this deck, he represents the fiery aspect of fire. And the knights or kings rule the cards of 7, 8, and 9. But he rules the first 2 deacons of Virgo and the last deacon of Leo. So he rules the 7 of Wands, which is valor. It's Mars in Leo. And he rules the 8 of discs. So the 8 of discs is prudence. It's the sun. Yeah, the sun in Virgo. And then the 9 of coins or discs, which is Venus in Virgo. So the 8 of coins is prudence, so having high standards. He has extremely high standards in his work and his house and financing. And his the aspect he rules of the wands, the 7 of wands, is Mars and Leo. So that card is all about taking whatever you have, maybe something's falling apart or whatever, like the cards you're dealt, and just going forth with it, not worrying about it, and making the best out of that. And then the 9 of discs represents, let me think. Okay, well, I'll come back to that. I don't want to take too long recalling it. Sometimes I draw a blank on the deacons. So next to that is the Four of Wands. That's Venus and Aries. And Venus and Aries. So Venus is in detriment to Aries because Venus likes the finer things, loves like relationships and beauty and everything like that. And Aries is ruled by Mars. So think of like Aries as a place of fiery masculine energy and just like explosive force. And Venus isn't the most drawn to that. So this represents completion because it is the house of her lover, Mars. Mars is her counterpart, Mars and Venus, masculine and feminine. And they meet up, and this is completion. So fiery completion. So something has come to an end in the fiery realm. The 4s before 5, which expands upon that. So some form of energy or passion has reached a point of time to take it to the next level. It amplifies this victory. And then this guy is very grounded and stable and doesn't get lost in worrying about what happens. He just takes what he has and makes the best of it. And so I'll come back to this. Let's see our alternative path. Okay, so we have the Princess of Swords. Swords represent air, the mind, and the mind's represented by a blade, like I always say, because it can help you cut through to clarity, or it can harm you if you don't know how to use it. And the princesses don't represent deacons. They represent the aspect of the suit or the element in the material realm. So they are the earthly aspect. And she's swords, which is air. So she's the earthly aspect of air. He's the fiery aspect of earth. I hope I said that earlier. Anyway, so she is overcoming this huge battle. Some huge amount of tension or just like something chaotic kind of going on in our lives. A huge battle has come to an end, but the dust is still settling. It's not completely over. Everything's still settling in and giving it time, but she is triumphant. Let's see what's next to her. We have the sun. So the sun represents the sun, and it's our own personal self-expression from the heart, our authenticity. It rules Leo, and it rules the heart, and it's about our full self-expression of what we truly are and being so authentic in ourselves that we can provide not only for ourselves but everyone around us. So it seems like all the dust is settling and the sun is rising, the sun's coming up. Next to that is the Ace of Discs. So the Ace are the pure suit before think of the 2s are when it manifests into the world. It's the first time that energy is able to be tangible. And the Aces are complete etheric before it's even come in. So it's like the Aces, the cards themselves are the first material sign that this energy is coming in to the material realm. So it's new financing, new job, new housing are all brewing up there, and they're planning on coming down very soon. And since it's with her, who's the earthly aspect of air, it has to do with some idea and also a mindset from all the chaos that we've endured, all the dust settling, coming to an end, and coming into this something new is coming in that realm of finances and job and housing. So this is our internal world. We have the 10 of Wands. It's Saturn in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, likes to go out and expand and truth seek and travel everywhere. And I love Sagittarius. It's a good sign because I love anything that has to do with Jupiter. Because I love all of it, all the astrology, all the tarot, all of the Kabbalah. And so Saturn, it's kind of restrictive. It kind of wants to discipline and kind of put shackles on someone if they're not learning their lessons. And that can oppress the fiery energy of Sagittarius. So this represents like oppressed creativity, oppressed fiery energy. So something's holding us back from fully expressing ourselves the way we want, and it has to do with Saturn. So something disciplined. Maybe we're not disciplined enough to be on a correct routine that really amplifies this fiery energy. Or maybe it's the fact that we don't think we're good enough and we haven't learned the lessons of Saturn that we are, and everything we should be expressing ourselves fully with nothing holding us back. So next to that, more fire. It's great. Three of Wands. That's the Sun in Aries. The Sun is exalted in Aries. It loves to be in Aries because it's all fiery, rules Leo, and it has a good time in Aries. So think of like the rulers of the signs. So let's say Mars rules Aries. That's like you in your house. You know your house, you got a routine down, you do your thing. Your house, you know it like the back of your hand. That's just, you're just in a natural state. But think about exaltation as if you went, let's say the Sun, let's say you're the Sun, and you go to Aries, or you go to a friend's house who's throwing a party, or just a friend's house in general, where they love you and you just really fit in there, and you see parts of yourself you didn't have, and you're just crushing it there. You just are able to express yourselves in all different ways, and everyone sees you as something beautiful, and you come back from there super recharged. That's like exaltation. So the Sun in Aries, he loves it there. He expresses himself. He loves it. So this is virtue, having fiery energy but with morality intact, and it's amplifying this oppression. So maybe the oppression itself is needing to tap into your morality and stop thinking about negativity towards others or jealousy, and just express yourself openly without anything blocking you. Next to that, we have the universe, all of creation. It has the 4 fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and it's all of the material realm. This card represents Saturn because Father Time rules the material realm. It was the female, which is the infinite space, the infinite female consciousness. Everything comes from the womb. Everyone starts as a woman in the womb, and all of reality is birthed from the womb of creation. So source is unknowable, unnameable, but it's first, the way to know God is through the woman. So God's essential essence, the gateway to God, is the woman. So God is a woman. And then the infinite space, not like outer space, but infinite space of creation meets Saturn. This is an ancient tale. I'll make a video about it. But meets Saturn. So Father Time meets space. And then their child, Saturn's child, is Jupiter, which is the Wheel of Fortune, represents movement and expansion. So space plus time is movement. And then there's a whole story for the 7 planets, the 7 original luminaries. But seems like everything is definitely on our side to learn our lessons, so we may virtuously express ourselves and have a fiery passion for life, and just really be our authentic self, creativity. This is the external world. We have another princess, so she's the earthly aspect, and she's Cups, Princess of Cups. So she's the earthly aspect of Cups. Cups is emotions, Earth is all the material, and she's giving unconditionally to all life like water does. Water gives unconditionally to everything without asking anything in return. So it's about giving unconditionally, but also making sure your cup's full enough to give to others. Don't give so much that it hurts you. And then next to that, another princess. So with how many court cards I see, that usually means there's an excess of people around. So in our external world, there is a lot of people around. And you know what? Sometimes it's not physical. Sometimes maybe you're just thinking about other people too much. Maybe you have like a revenge mentality you got to get rid of, or you're just constantly thinking about people like, oh, I wonder what they're doing, or oh, I don't like so-and-so, or they're controlling you through your mind, but it can be physically people just around us. But she is the earthly aspect of fire. So this is about new emotional understanding and connections and friends coming in. Something has came in to the material. The princesses represent the first state in which they've been birthed into reality. And then new fiery drive, so maybe amplifying this. So something external might be helping us get over this blockage right here. Next to that, we have the Mercury in Sagittarius. So Mercury's trade, travel, communication. And Sagittarius is, like I said, expanding, truth-seeking, loves to travel. So this is very travel oriented, and it represents swiftness. So moving around with precise, swift behavior and swift action. So our external world seems a lot of emotional understanding, and new passion is coming in quite quickly. Maybe this is embraced or helping this change move along. So I would say we have this change of how we're viewing the material world, our worry and our failure. It's all changing and shifting. Now we got this path that we're going on, which is neither path is inherently good or bad. So sometimes it mixes into one path. So we have this victorious state and a completion of our fiery energy, and then this character who's very much grounded and stable, just takes to what they have and goes with it. They have high standards. And then we have this path, which is the dust is settling and we're expressing ourselves and something new is coming in. So I would say, all in all, either path is kind of has a similar reoccurring theme. So let the dust settle, let the new come in, rebuild, shine your authentic light, take what you have. This guy is here to help you. Be this guy, be grounded, or whoever this is in your life. I know who this is. And you'll be victorious. It'll help with this oppression, maybe it's a lack of inspiration, which I've had recently, is going to be clearing up. And all this new is coming in, this new emotional understanding and this new fiery energy, and it's coming in quite swiftly. So it's time to let it all go. And come back to this guy real fast. So he rules the 8 of discs and the 9 of discs, and then the 7 of wands, like I said. So he has that fiery passion. The 8 of discs is prudence, which is high standards, which is the sun in Virgo, and then Venus in Virgo. So Venus in Virgo is the 9 of discs, and it represents Lord of material gain. So he takes what he has. He has extremely high standards with his work and housing and job, and it leads him to have very much success in material gain. Anything he wants to build or manifest happens in the material. So this change, all this new, letting it all settle and embrace what's coming, a completion of where we're at into something new, and probably embracing that type of energy of put in that work, have your high standards, take whatever's left over from your past experiences, make the best out of it, and that will lead you to being the Lord of material gain. All right, well, this was my reading. Thank you all so much for always supporting me. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. If you could really share my videos, that helps a lot. Help get my name out there, help my channel grow. Message me for private readings. I do natal chart readings followed by a tarot reading. Message me for incense resins. I have a bunch of frankincense. Hopefully a large shipment of pure white copal will be here soon. But let me know what you think. And may Jupiter shine much fortune upon you. And may you find your fortune from within. Thank you.